Yo, my people, them CFC Redis Blue back with another video, and it's the match review for the West Ham and Chelsea match, which ended 3-1 to West Ham. And before we get into it, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, make sure you don't miss any new Chelsea videos from me, and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. How well do you think Chelsea did today? Let me know. But I'm gonna give you my thoughts and opinions on it. And personally speaking, I don't even think their performance was very bad. I don't even think that it was bad. It was just a thing where today just wasn't our day. Today wasn't our day. If we're gonna honestly sit here and say that West Ham deserved to win 3-1, you're lying to yourself. They didn't. They got the free win. They got the 3-1 win. Big them up for it, because you have to do something right in order to get the 3 goals. And they did put away their chances. Unlike us, even though we created the game, controlled the game, but nothing to show for it. 1 goal compared to 3 that they scored. Just absolutely not good enough. And the team just needs to make sure that we have to pattern up. Like, next game, we cannot lose or draw. We have to win. Today should have been the start of the win, but it wasn't. Like, look at even at the first goal. Conor Gallagher. What are you doing? What are you doing? Mama's holding Donny, and then you look to see where the ball is. You lose your man, and then what? He's already up in the air. Sanchez is in no man's land. He just stands there, and he just scores. Why? Because you should have been on your man. You don't even give him. You don't even make it hard for him to score. You don't even make it hard for him. You're just standing there, and that's bad defending from us. Bad defending. That's what happened. That's why we conceded the first goal. That's the reason why. Other than that, we go on the front foot. We pressure, get in behind numerous of times. Raheem Sterling getting into the box amount of times, good amount of times. What happens? Nothing. Like, until Carney gets that ball, and it was from a ricochet as well, how he got it anyway. If we don't get that ball, make that and score that goal, then it might have been long, because from that point forward, we was pushing forward. We were a better team by far, controlling the game, creating chances. We should have scored way more than 1 goal in the first half. But why didn't we? Because we can't put away our chances. Something we've been saying for a good amount of time now, and realistically, it's not good enough. But if we're going to be honest, Nkunku is not here. And this team, attacking wise, playing in the 3-5-2 just wasn't good enough. Even last week, we saw it. We're there relying on our defenders to score. Carney scored this week, but we don't do enough to break a team down in order to put on a plate for someone to score. We don't. And that's where we have to do better. Defensively, we weren't doing that well. We get caught out of a short time of lapses and allow West Ham to score, because in the second half, Antonio scored a banger. But even before that, Enzo missed a penalty. Enzo, how did you miss the pen, bro? So jarring. And just things like that, little things like that, just let man know that today isn't our day. It wasn't. We already know the stats as well, like 2 wins out of 7 at the London Stadium. And now it's 2 out of 8. Like, this is just dread. And it just goes to show that West Ham is a tough place to go. Not many teams can come here and get W's. This isn't the first time we've conceded 3 goals to a West Ham team. And like, it's just so jarring, because today we really need to kickstart. With the amount of games we would have had West Ham, then Luton, then Nottingham Forest. Other games after that were looking favourable for us to get W's in. And today should have been the start of the winning streak. But it's not. It's not. Not only that, Caicedo came on, gave away a penalty. He didn't look at the Caicedo we saw last season. And before people start saying, oh, the 115 is a bump, this is a guy who hasn't played football in about 2 months. He didn't do preseason with Brighton because he's going on strike. He's going to need time to adjust. The same way we're all going to need time to adjust. Today's result is not an ideal result. We didn't want it. We never want an L. But at the end of the day, these are things that will happen. We are a team that's going to have to trust the process, and the process right now is going to take time. We are building for the future. And Pochettino, the lineup he set out, I'm not going to be that mad at him for bringing out the lineup. Why? Because of the performance last week. Reece James, the only player that didn't play, and that's because he's injured. Everyone else started the same way. And for me, in that case, like with the performance we saw against Liverpool, I thought that it was only right that that was the case. And now, especially after seeing how Caicedo performed, like it might have been better to start him, but we might have done worse if he started. So, end of the day, the system, the team was good enough to get the W, and we should have got the W, but we didn't. We are going through teething problems right now, teething pains, and West Ham is always a tough, difficult place to go to, innit? So we just have to be happy that the performance was much better, because these performances right now are much better than anything we saw last season. And for anyone that's out here going to be telling, man, oh yeah, we're not going to be doing well this season, Pochettino this, the players that, it's the second game of the season. There are 36 games left to go. It's still a long way for us to go. So for me, give a manager time, give the team time, give them patience. Because fair enough, we're a team that want to win, but we want to win and consistently win. Too many times we win, then drop off, win, then drop off. We're gonna have to go through some growing pains right now. And with factoring the fact that there's no Reece James, no Nkunku, guys that are key to this team, we are still playing very good, and it's just the results that are lacking. Eventually, the results will come. Trust that it will come, and next week will be the start of it. So for me, I just hope that every Chelsea fan out there doesn't go overboard and overreact and start thinking so negatively because we lost 3-1. It's not an ideal result, yes, but we can bounce back. We can. We've been in worse situations. Other teams have been in worse situations and still come back from this. We have to believe. We love Chelsea. We have to believe. We can't be going back to square one, in my opinion, and just be like, oh yeah, manager, let's sack one and then get another one. Trust the process. The culture we have at Chelsea is not that culture, but eventually we could be having that culture. We just got to trust it. And with the money that we invested, yes, it is a lot of money. 800 plus million, near enough $1 billion spent already. That's what people are going to be talking about. For me, we are rich, and these are things that will always happen to us. So we have to treat ourselves like us and just hope that everything can pay off, because we've got so many guys that could eventually come good, but they just have to have the time and the patience. Modric came on, didn't do that well. He hasn't been starting. I think that only until he gets a run of games starting, he will only get better. But Raheem Sterling seems to be starting. But now with Carney, with a knee injury, he could be out. That might free it up for Modric to start. And we could play a 4-3-3 with Caicedo and Latvia now. Latvia here with Enzo, or a 4-2-3-1. But we're going to see what happens in the next game, innit? I do believe we will bounce back against Luton and we will beat Nottingham Forest, because that's what has to happen. If it doesn't, then the fan base is going to be very, very toxic, and we cannot allow that to happen so early in the season. So the players know, the manager knows that we have to win, and I believe we will. So from this point forward, I believe that we will go on a win streak. I don't necessarily know for how long, but I do expect us to go on at least a 2-game win streak now. And as long as we get 20 wins by the end of the season, we'll always be able to compete for the top 4. So these are just teething problems, like I've said. We will come back. We will get stronger. We just have to believe. The performance that we've seen so far this season and the performance during preseason is much better than what we saw last season. The results will come. We just have to trust and believe that it will. But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Facebook for more Chelsea content. I'm CFC with this blue, and I'm out. Peace. Come on, Chelsea. Come on, Chelsea.